welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Terranekah. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and come join the journey with us. Today we have a sit down video of me talking about tips on moving out of your home state or moving to a new state. This is very near and dear to my heart, being that I have done this twice now. For context, I'll give you a little backstory. I'm originally from Mississippi. I moved to Dallas in 2019 as a single mom with a 3-year-old. I packed my car up, left at like midnight, drove 6 hours with my car packed down, okay? Packed down. Luckily, I had already secured an apartment, so we had somewhere to move to, but that's where it all began. So I'm just going to share with you a few things and tips that helped me and things that I wish I would have done different to help for an easier transition. Because not unfortunately, because things happen, but I ended up moving back to Mississippi in 2020, and then the pandemic hit and I stayed in Mississippi for 2 years. I came back to Dallas in 2022, and here I am 2024. I'm still here. So that's just for your reference and knowledge. So everything that I talk about and speak on is not research based. It's just my opinion and my experience and what worked for me. So a lot of people ask me about moving if they have kids and how to find the best areas or school districts. So I will put the website on the screen that I usually would use. It's called niche.com. If you have kids and you're looking for school districts and different things in the DFW area, because it is pretty big, or just in general, the website is nationwide, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it's called niche.com, and you can go on there and look up any of the school districts. It give you the grading, it give you the diversity of the school, how many kids are in the school, and that's one of the tools that I use to kind of pick where I live. And to go along with that, I would recommend visiting different areas. For the DFW area specifically, I would recommend coming in town a few different times and visiting different areas, because it's so broad, it's so big, and it depends on what you like. Everyone is different. Some people like being in the city, some people like being near the city, some people like living in the outskirts, living in the suburbs, and it's just so many different areas that you could choose from. So I would recommend just doing your research on the different areas and just use Google. Use Google. Google is your best friend. See what are the best going areas in whatever state that you're going to. Start there. That's what I would recommend, is to start there, and then you dive a little deeper. And like I said, you want to try, to me, I would try to visit those areas and see which one you feel like fits you best. That would be my recommendation for finding the area and finding the school district. Definitely visiting and not just jumping in and moving somewhere if you have kids. Texas also has apartment locators that can help you find places to move at no charge. I'm telling you, Google. This is what I did. I just started using Google, and I ended up not using an apartment locator. I found my apartment myself when I moved here the first time, and the second time someone already lived here. Apartment locators can be really helpful, and it's at no cost, and they'll give you a list. They'll go over everything that you're looking for, give you a list, and they'll work with you, and they will get paid from the apartments if you decide to go through with it. So that's also another tip that I would give. Utilize the apartment locators if that's something that you're looking for and you need help figuring out the best areas, and they can also help you find deals as well if you're looking for an apartment or somewhere to rent. The job market. The job market is a little crazy right now. I think we all kind of know that the economy is just kind of up and down, and I'm not actively searching for a job. I've been in my job now going on 2 years, but I will say that I feel like the job market has changed quite a bit over the last few years. It's not as easy or as simple as just applying on Indeed and someone calling you. From my experience and from others around me, it's not that simple anymore. So what I would suggest if you're looking for a job here, 2 things. Don't be scared to utilize the temporary agencies here. Temporary agencies, that's how I got my first job. When I moved here in 2019, it was so hard for me to find a job, so I was without a job for the first 3 months. Luckily, I had saved up quite a bit of money, so I was able to sustain myself for those months that I wasn't working. And I still didn't find a permanent job at the time. I ended up finding a temporary agency who placed me at a job, and after a year they did offer me to come on full time. This is why relationships are important, because the same company that I worked for as a contract worker is the same job that I have currently. So those relationships matter, and you never know where they can take you. But I opted out of that opportunity and I moved back to Mississippi just due to some my own personal things. But I have noticed that a lot of these companies go through temporary agencies first before just hiring for someone who is applying on their website. So you definitely want to utilize the temporary agencies, because a lot of the companies here utilize that, and those are the ones who get the opportunities to stay on full time. So don't be afraid of that. So another outlet that I would say, if you're looking for a job, this is what I did this time when I moved here in 2022. I knew what industry I wanted to be in. I knew what I was okay with doing, and I knew what I didn't want to do. I was very strategic with my job search. So I decided on what number or salary that I wanted to be paid. I came up with the industry that I wanted to be in, what type of job I wanted to be in, and I stuck to that. So I only applied at companies that was a part of the industry that I wanted to be in, and I only applied for jobs that met my salary requirements, because I knew I didn't want to accept less than what I wanted and be stressed out already just moving to a new state. I didn't want that. So I was just patient, and it did take a couple months, maybe about 2 months, for me to secure the job that I have now. But will say I feel like it's better if you're strategic in your job search and not just applying for everything that you see on Indeed. Go to these websites and apply on the company websites. And also utilize the recruiters. Get on LinkedIn, find the recruiters that's at these jobs and reach out to them. You really have to be strategic and just do your research, I feel, more these days than just applying online. So that would be my recommendation if you're looking for a job in this current job market. I will give a disclaimer if you have kids, because that was some of the questions that I got, that how is finding schools and childcare if you have kids but want to move. I will definitely say do your research, because childcare can be a little taxing. Here in Texas, it's pretty expensive depending on the area, depending on the type of school that you want your kids to be in, or daycare that you want your kids to be in. If you have smaller children, you definitely want to do your research and make sure that you can afford moving here, because the childcare is pretty expensive. It's coming from somewhere like me, coming from Mississippi, and the childcare was less than half of what I was paying here. So that's something that you want to consider. People have asked me as well, like, how much money should they have saved before they come? Is there a certain number, a certain threshold? And I would just say you do what's best for you. Everybody is different. I've kind of experienced both. The first time I came here, I had about $10,000 to $15,000 saved, and that sustained me for those 3 months that I didn't have a job, and it worked out for me. But I still ended up moving back home for other reasons. So you can go that route, or this last time I think I had maybe $3,000 or $5,000 saved. It wasn't as much. I still had something saved, but it definitely wasn't as much as the first time, and I've been fine. So it just depends. So I don't think it's just one number. You have to know your lifestyle, your expenses. Like I said, if you have kids and that type of thing, for me, I would say it's just not one number that you should have to if you want to move. I think it's just up to preference. And some people are blessed and fortunate enough to like move in with someone if they're moving to another state, until they're able to get on their feet and find their own place. That wasn't my story. That wasn't what worked for me. Both times I moved directly into my own place. So you just have to do what works for you. Things go both ways, but I would definitely just say research. Do your research. Google is your best friend. YouTube, utilize YouTube. There's so many different bloggers that vlog their blog, their journey on moving, and you just get to see a different experience. And like I said, everyone's story and journey isn't the same, so there's not a one shoe fit all, but it's definitely worth it if you are looking to move to a new state or move out of your hometown, because I know that can be very difficult. I just say do your research. Like I said, visit and just go for it. So on a previous video I did about things you should know before moving to Dallas, so someone asked me about, is there any groups to join? And I would say in the DFW area, yes, there are tons of groups that you can join if you're looking to move to Dallas. I can't speak for other areas and other states, but definitely for Dallas. So when I was here the first time, I actually was a part of a group that I found on Instagram. And we started having meetups and hangouts and different things, and you were able to just meet people that way, which is really cool. And now I know there's even more. They have run groups, they have book club groups, they have people that just moved to Dallas. Like, you just have to, honestly, it all boils down to doing your research, but it is out here. There's ways to network and meet new people. So whatever industry you're in, a lot of them have groups and monthly meetups. So it's definitely a friendly place to meet new people and opportunities to meet new people. So that would be all the tips that I have. If you're looking to move to a new state or move, like I said, specifically to DFW, to the Dallas, Texas area, these are some of the things that I would recommend that you do. And if you have any specific questions, let me know down in the comments, or you can reach out to me. My email is in the description box, as well as hit me up on social media, and I will try to answer your questions as best as possible. I will try to answer your questions as best as I can. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Share it to your people, put them onto the journey, and I will catch y'all on the next one.